there. Today we are going to work our core stabilization. This is a really great routine to make sure that you are connected in your center, because when you're fully connected there, that is where you get stronger faster. That is where your foundation is. So you have freedom to do other exercises injury free and pain free. After you do this one, I highly recommend doing this one, the spinal articulation, because that's where we work more pelvic placement and spinal articulation. So if you can really get the stabilization down, then go into the articulation. That's kind of a nice little sequence to do. So let me know if you do that in the comments below. I'd love to hear how it went. What you're going to need today is a yoga strap. If you don't have a yoga strap, just grab a belt, grab a robe belt, something like that. It doesn't have stretch to it, no give. It is strong, powerful here. You can yank on it and it doesn't stretch. So grab something like that. This shouldn't be too long of a routine. This is more of a practice that we're doing. I wouldn't call it a workout, yet you are going to feel those abdominals in the end, I promise. All right, you ready to get started? All right, let's go. And we're going to start seated. So make sure you're in a comfortable position when you're seated. So if you want to elevate yourself on a cushion or on a chair, go ahead. You're going to take your strap, wrap it around your ribs, your kind of lowest ribs, and then you're going to cross in front of you. All right. So what you want to do is feel the band sort of right on the sides of your ribs and in the back of your ribs, because those are hard parts for us to feel when we're breathing. We're going to do some breath exercise. So I want you to really sit up tall, get the longest spine you can. Okay. And then draw your belly in. And we want to keep this posture. So think nose and chest forward. All right. Open that chest. Take an inhale. As you inhale, gently pull on that strap a little bit so it tightens, and feel your ribs kind of press out on the strap. Feel the side ribs, the back ribs, the front ribs. And then as you exhale, you can even pull a little bit tighter and you'll feel your ribs sort of contract. Okay. So on the inhale, the ribs expand. You feel them sort of pulling that band apart. Count out your 5, right? That's what we always do. And then exhale for 5. Stay tall. Make sure you don't slump on that exhale. And breathe it in. Notice how your body just naturally wants to expand on that inhale. Make sure the shoulders don't tense up. You're keeping your posture. And then on your exhale, stay tall. Just allow those ribs to deflate. 2 more times. I don't care if you breathe out of your mouth or your nose, just breathe, okay? Whatever sort of makes you connect a bit deeper. Okay? All right, so let's remember that. You're going to keep the strap behind you, but we're going to lie down on our back. And this time I want you to put the strap more around your waist, okay? So it lowers. All right, and now we have the strap right underneath our waist, and you are lining up in the center of your mat. So let's just connect with our mat for a second and make sure you release to it. So kind of let go of any tension you might have. Your legs are apart about hip distance, okay? Their feet are flat on the mat. Now I want you to take the strap and just kind of slide it back and forth. So hopefully it does slide back and forth, because we all have sort of a natural arch to our low back. And then if you don't, it just means your spine is a little bit flatter, okay? But you still should be able to get a little bit of wiggle room, all right? You should be able to kind of, and if you can't, that's all right. We're working towards a more flexible, supple spine, all right? And we're working to align ourselves. Okay, so now we have our pelvis here. Just flatten the pelvis, make sure it's kind of like just anchored, heavy, and wide. We're not tilting it towards that strap, right? And we're not tilting it away to create space. You want to find where it's sort of flat. All right. Now do the breath that we just did. You're going to inhale through the nose, feel the ribs expand, and exhale. Okay, so that's your breath. Inhale now, you're gonna kind of grab this strap. Notice how it is, you can pull it side to side. Now on your exhale, I want you to draw your abdominals in, let those ribs deflate. And can you just lengthen your spine onto the mat without tucking the pelvis towards you? Can you keep the pelvis where it is? And on that exhale, just lengthen. Try that again. Inhale, expand the ribs. Keep your belly tight. And then exhale, it's just easier. Remember when I said when you exhale, I said, well, on the inhale, how your body naturally wants to expand. On your exhale, it does want to contract. So now feel that contraction in the abs and feel how the abs pull to the spine. They lengthen the spine into the mat. We're not tucking anything or kind of constricting anything. You're just feeling how everything just kind of pulls inward towards your spine. Again, inhale. Try not to let go of the abs on your inhale. And then exhale, contract the abs, lengthen that low back into the spine. Now see, when you do that, how does it feel? Can you prevent that band from pulling? So holding the band now, take an inhale, exhale, contract, and then make sure that band stays where it is. So you can't pull it side to side. And then even on your inhale, can you keep that band there? Don't loosen the low back off the mat. How you doing? One more time. Good. Now let's keep it there so you can kind of pull on that sides there and take one leg up to tabletop. All right, now don't lose it. So we're going to keep everything contracted. Take an inhale. Exhale, pull in. Keep that band there and good. So now it's still there, right? Draw those legs in towards one another. Maybe they come in just a smidge. Make sure you're not tucking the pelvis to do this, right? Pelvis stays exactly where it was. And now we're going to inhale, lower one leg down. Exhale, pull it back up. Same breath pattern we were doing. Same idea of the abdominals staying inward to make sure that low back stays lengthened on the mat. We're not pressing anything in. We're not arching anything up. We're maintaining the stability. Okay, how does that feel? Now we can challenge ourselves a little bit more if you want. If this is enough, you stay there. You can try to take both legs. Again, you can make sure you're doing it. And notice, like if I let go, that's moving. Whoa, right? Keep it tight and only go to where you can maintain the strap in place. So you can exhale or inhale on the way down, whatever helps you. Sometimes the exhale helps because you're contracting. Inhale it up. But sometimes the exhale helps on the way up. So you just play with it. I'm not going to tell you how to breathe. You just play, have fun. But can you feel what it takes to maintain that core stabilization, right? It's a lot of inward work. And notice if you go too fast, you lose all the juiciness of it. That's why Pilates is such a mind body connection because you're focusing on your movement, you're focusing on your stabilization. There's a lot going on. And your breath, it helps work those upper ab muscles, the diaphragm, the intercostals in your ribs, the chest muscles. So make sure you're breathing so you can really work the upper core as well. Good. Let's give it a little break. It's deep work, like, right? You hopefully feel that. All right. And then let's just go kind of side to side. So let your pelvis, twist. It feels good, right? Inhale here. Exhale back to center. Make sure your knees stay together. It's the pelvis rotating over. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more each side. Good. Excellent. And then just hug it in. And you can drop those legs if you need to for a little extra breather. Okay. So now we're going to make sure we're stabilized. Okay. And now we're going to add to all of this. So we're going to now reach our legs. So we're going to make our lever longer, which is a little bit more challenging. One leg up. Make sure you're stabilized. Be mindful about this. Other leg. Okay, so now I'm going to pull my legs in a little bit closer towards my chest. Tailbone and pelvis don't lift. Ab stabilization work. This allows us to just get some hip kind of stretch, hip flexion, hip joint mobility. All right, so we want to try to pull those knees in as far as we can without that pelvis and tailbone lifting. All right, so inhale here. Make sure everything's stabilized. Can't pull on that rope. And then on your exhale, push up at a high diagonal. Your legs don't have to straighten all the way if you don't want to, and just make sure you can't yank it side to side, right? Inhale here. Exhale. So if that band can easily go side by side, side to side, right? It means something's pulling up. All right, you're losing your stabilization. So we want to really try to not jam into that strap, but use that length in the low back, length in the abdominals to create the stability, right? The distance between the hips and ribs does not change. One more time, and press it out. Good. Hug in, take a little break. Good. We can just take our hips side to side. That feels good. So again, the pelvis is just rotating. All right, so we're going to try to now go as low as we can with those legs without losing the strap stability. Okay, so one more experiment here. Legs in. All right, now we're going to push the legs out. Take an inhale here. Exhale, press it out, and then start to lower down to as low as you can without losing that strap. And then we pull back up. And we lower down, again, only to as low as you can maintain stability. And just make sure you're breathing. Try two more. And hug it in. All right. So now you know when we do the 100, this is where we really work the stabilization of our body. So we're just going to start our last exercise. So the 100 is the first exercise in the traditional Pilates repertoire. And that's where we really focus on our breath and our core stabilization. So think of all the stuff that we've been doing, right? How deeply it's working. So now let's work it in the 100. So we'll start with our legs down. So legs wrap and squeeze. All right, now inhale. Breathe into those ribs, get them nice and wide, and then exhale. Feel that pulling in of the abs. So we have that rib to hip distance. All right, stabilize, yeah? All right, reach the arms back behind you. Inhale here. Now exhale, we're gonna curl ourselves up and we're gonna pump. Breathe in. So you're breathing into those ribs. We're working those upper abs with our breath. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. One more breath. Wrap and squeeze the thighs. Anchor those legs. Anchor the thighs. Exhale. Good. Lower down. Slide the legs into you. All right. Now we can do it here. And we take an inhale and exhale. So we're just kind of keeping that low back lengthened. Breathe in, breathe out. You can do it with the head up. Nothing changed in that low back. Breathe in, breathe out. And the pumps of the arm just help get that breath all the way out. Now, out. You can always lower your head. That's work too. We know that, right? For the last breath, we're going to go as low as we can today. Our body's different every day. Make sure you have that stabilization. Knock it in. How'd that go? Do you know, so like the ultimate goal of the 100, I'm just going to show you. I don't know if I can do it today. Um, Basically, your toes and eyes are the same height. All right. So you want to come up from this lying down position and you take a breathe in and then breathe out. And you come to this like hover and see how the nose and the toes are the same height. And you do the 100 there. And it's a doozy. Some days I can feel like I can do it and be superwoman. Other days I'm not even close. And that's just the nature of our body. We have a lot of stressors on in our life. Depends on what you did the day before. Did you do a big workout or something? The next day you can feel really stiff and achy. If you have stress going on in your life, if you didn't sleep well, there's so many factors. How was your nutrition? Maybe you're dehydrated. And then hormones, the way our hormones go, you never know what's going on. So the key is not to be judgmental of your body, and just listen to it and challenge it to where you are that day and do what you can that day. But you can see all the different levels of this core stabilization was work. I mean, didn't you feel it right from the get-go when we did the breath on, actually the breath sitting up, right? That's work. All the way down to the mat. Each level of that, I felt deep in my core. Did you? So don't always feel like you have to go all the way out and like kind of strain your body. I mean, there's so many different levels you can work. And it's just important that we get that solid foundation before you're pushing yourself into those more advanced intermediate positions. Listen to your own body. We are all unique individuals. Our spines, I don't think anyone has the same spinal shape. So you're never going to look the same as someone next to you doing these exercises. So just make sure you're listening to yourself. Don't think that you have to be in the intermediate advanced position in order to get the benefit out of it. You're going to get more benefit doing what your body right now is meant for. Like for today, I probably should have just stayed with my knees bent. That felt good. It felt challenging today. Once I reached my legs out, today that was a little bit like borderline strain. But if I were in a class, I probably would have stayed and waited till I warmed up more to maybe then do all those reaching limbs exercises. But I'm here with you. Like I've done Pilates forever, but my body's still going through things too, just like you. So the important thing is not to be judgmental of it. I mean, I'm speaking with experience, the amount of judgment I had on my body for so long, for years, ages, decades. It takes a lot of work to not critique it and to actually do movement that feels good. And when I really sit with the basics and the foundations of Pilates, it feels so good no matter what level. Like I can do the advanced exercises, but those foundational ones feel so good. And they can be challenging because you can get deeper into them because you actually have the insight and the experience of the other exercises to really take that into your basics. And you can do basics for the rest of your life. And that's awesome. So jump in those basic beginner classes and work on your skills. Feels good. Thanks for being here. If you want some challenges, I've got lots of challenges on my website. Just go to balancedcore.com. free challenges in the upper right-hand corner. All right. Thanks so much for being here. I'll see you next time on the mat.